Good morning, Monday morning mamas. We are going to give this just a minute to reach our Facebook audience, but while that's going on, I want to say hello to all the replay viewers this morning and ask all of you that are joining us today, whether you're on live, whether you're on replay, give us some hearts down below and definitely share this video with the moms you know. So, are you a mom who definitely feels that gut feeling often in your journey as a mom? Are you wondering how you can tap into that intuition even further? Maybe you're on the other end of the spectrum where you don't experience intuition like you hear others talk about and you're curious about it. Whether you're a mom who feels like you're able to tap into your intuition or not, this episode is for you. Welcome to Monday Morning Mama Show, where we bring you fresh and fun inspiration every Monday morning at 7 a.m. Central Time. On today's episode 4, we're going to talk about your intuition. Over the next 30 minutes, I am going to talk about exactly what intuition is, how listening to your intuition is like the game of telephone. Remember that game we used to play when we were in grade school? And 5 lessons that you can take from that game of telephone to better tap into that intuition and make the most of it. Then acting on my own intuition and in light of this weekend's events with the terrible terror attacks over in London and really the state of many places in the world right now, I'm going to lead us through a loving kindness meditation, which is going to help us get grounded and really spread light and love over the world. So I'm your hostess, Jessica Dugas, owner of Just Determined and mentor of moms in the Moms Online Mastermind community. There, I help moms to reduce the stress and overwhelm in their lives so that they can discover a balance that works for them and find a supportive community that loves them through that process. I want to quickly welcome everyone who is on live with me this morning. I see Lorianne again, who just joined me for meditation in the mom community. Good morning, Lorianne, and everyone else who's joining me this morning. Please take a moment, let me comment down below if you join us live, let me know where you're joining in from, and also whether you're on live or on the replay, please join in by giving comments, hitting the reaction buttons, answering questions, and interacting throughout the episode, and that'll make it more customized for you. So, jumping right into our topic this morning about intuition. Comment down below. Let me know how you define the word intuition. You guys know that I love myfrienddictionary.com, so we're going to jump right over there this morning and find the definition of intuition. I always love kind of looking at textbook definition in addition to my own thoughts and then kind of go from there. So dictionary.com has 3 different ones, and they say, first of all, intuition is a direct perception of truth, fact, etc., independent of any reasoning process, immediate apprehension. Number 2, a fact, truth, etc., perceived in this way. And number 3, a keen and quick insight. So I want to point out that the definition says fact and truth. So many people are quick to dismiss intuition and gut feelings really as hogwash. And I'd love to know what you think about that down below. Do you believe you have a strong inner intuition available to use? Do you believe that it's something only some people can tap into? Or do you believe it's all nonsense? Whatever you feel that it is, let me know how you feel about intuition down below, and we can definitely talk about that. So my personal belief is that we all have this intuition inside of us. Do I think that some of us experience it stronger or in a different way than others? Yes. Do I think that more people have it than use it? Absolutely. And that's kind of a little bit of what we're going to talk about today. So here's an analogy for you. remember when we were little and we used to play the game, who played telephone? Let me hit the love button or the thumbs up button. Let me know if you've ever played the game telephone when you were little. This is where we would all sit in a line, and the first person would whisper a phrase to the next person and go down the line. You'd have to repeat this phrase down the line. By the time, and the goal was to see if you could get the phrase to be the same from the beginning of line until the last person said it at the end of the line. Well, if the room was noisy, or if you had the class clown sitting in the middle of the row, the chances that the phrase was even close to the same at the end of the game was slim to none, right? And Lori's saying, we all have it, we just have to learn to listen. It's the little voice in my head. That's an awesome way to describe it. The little voice in your head, the gut feeling that you can have, you know, just kind of a knowing is another great way to say it. So my point in telling this story is that there's so many things that can influence whether or not we can really tap into our intuition and hear. And there are lessons about intuition that we can take from this game of telephone that we used to play. So I have 5 written down of little lessons we can learn from this game of telephone, and how that, what does that have anything to do with our intuition? So the first kind of tip is to listen to your intuition. Listen to it. That's it. Just listen to it. When we're playing a game of telephone, if you really didn't listen to what was being said, you would never have it right at the end, no matter what else was going on. So start to take note of these, like Lori said, the voice in your head, your gut feeling, you know, just an innate knowing that you have. Take note and start to believe what your intuition is telling you. Because a lot of times, you know, it's right on the money, and we push it aside as nothing, and then, you know, we don't really pay attention to it. So that's the first thing, is that you've got to start to listen to it. Number 2 is to take time for yourself. Now here's how it plays in with the telephone game. If it was just you and the person who started the game of telephone, who started to say it, and there was no one in between, you would most likely have it right at the end. No matter where you believe your intuition comes from, be it your inner self, God, the universe, anywhere else, if you take time alone to connect with that intuition with no one else or nothing else in between, you're more than likely going to hear it more clearly than if there's a ton of things or a ton of people going on around you, and you're listening to kind of everybody else as well. So number 1 was listen to it. Number 2, take time for yourself. Number 3, be an observer. Sometimes when we would play this game of telephone, if we watched the whispering go down the line, watch the people, watch their faces and their mouths, even if we couldn't hear well, you could kind of read the lips and see the words that were mouthed. Or even looking back, we would get those kids who would say the same phrase or word every single time they would play the game because they have like no creativity at all. So in the same way, you know, intuitive messages can really come through many aspects. Pay attention to your dreams, the feelings that you have when you're in creation mode, when you're painting or singing or writing music or dancing, messages you receive from other people, patterns in nature, etc. It's not always going to be this clear, thundering message, you know, that you hear in your head or your heart. So you've got to get used to observing and seeing the different places that messages can come from. So number 1, listen to it. Number 2, take time for yourself. Number 3, be an observer. And number 4 is release negative emotions. So this is just an observation. I personally loved the game of telephone, but there were kids, you know, in the class when we were little who were negative about playing. They just didn't want to play. They hated the game, probably hated school too. They didn't want to be there, right? And those are the kids that often got the message wrong because they weren't into it. They were negative about the whole thing. They didn't want to be there. They didn't care. And sometimes they were so obnoxious about not wanting to play the game that they sabotaged the game and messed up the message on purpose. They would be silly, and instead of this, Sally went to the store was the original message, and they'd be in the middle saying Sally kissed Johnny, and by the time, and then everybody giggled, and it was the whole, they sabotaged it on purpose. So we do the same thing when it comes to intuition. When we're angry, when we're sad, when we're in a negative space, when we're in a negative state of mind, we can easily misinterpret the messages that we're receiving, or even for those of us who can be generally mindful and good about tapping into our intuition, we can sabotage ourselves when we are in this state of mind. So releasing negative emotions is really important. Lori's saying, I woke up this morning from a very clear dream that addressed what I was dealing with last night. Love that point of listening to your dreams or even ideas that pop into your head. Absolutely. It's about, I think it's important to know. I think a lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to hear this, magical message. It doesn't happen like that all the time. There's messages that come from everywhere. So just be aware that it's not always this thundering, voice in your head, or this, gut feeling that's so strong that it makes you sick. It's sometimes little whispers in things, dreams that we have, or messages that we hear from other people. It can come from anywhere. So number one, we had to listen to your intuition. Number two, take time for yourself. Number three, be an observer. Number four, release negative emotions. And number five on my list is to reduce, excuse me, to reduce the stress and overwhelm in your life. No matter how clear the messages were coming down the line when we're playing telephone, if there were a lot of things going on in the classroom, or it was the same day as a test or new routine or anything breaking from the norm, it was harder to focus on the game, and really any game that you're playing. When we reduce the stress and overwhelm in our lives, tuning in to our intuition is going to be so much easier as well. It's about kind of getting rid of the distractions, going back to being alone, but also, and this ties into the same thing, releasing those negative emotions as well. Anything that you need to do to reduce stress in your life is going to help you to tap into that intuition more. So this is actually a huge reason why I focus on helping moms in the mom community to reduce stress and overwhelm in their lives through Just Determined, programs like the Mom's Online Mastermind and the Diamond membership. Let me know down below, how many of you moms feel like you have more instances of experiencing that gut feeling since you became a mom? How would you say your intuition has changed, if at all, since becoming a mom? I know for me that my intuition has gotten stronger, especially during my last pregnancy and delivery. It was a whole new ball game for me, a whole new experience. But I do find it more challenging to tune into that intuition when I'm trying to balance the kids and balance my work and listening to mommy 200 times a day. I think it can go either way. On one hand, we get into this mama bear mode of, and we tune in more to our intuition because we want to protect our children. We get into this protection mode. But on the other hand, when we become mothers, we have a tendency to put ourselves on the back burner. always tending to everyone else's needs other than our own, and not tuning into ourselves anymore or as often as we should be. So it's really a delicate balance. And Lori's saying, I hadn't thought about that, but I think it did get stronger after my first child was born. It's interesting to go back and think about that. And it becoming a mom and the different pregnancies and births that I've had in my life, you know, I can go back now and there really is a shift. It's interesting, just it's a good idea if you're a mom and you're curious about intuition at all, or how you want to have a good time observing your own journey of intuition. Go back and just observe the different times that you were pregnant or had a baby, and see how things may have shifted during that time. It was a big difference for me. It was definitely something interesting to look at. So that's one of the amazing things about the Moms Online Mastermind community, is that I really help to mentor moms to find that balance in their lives so that they can focus and it's going to help them tune in to that intuition. So I'm going to put really quickly on the thing below here. I want to invite you all to check out Moms Online Mastermind Community, which is www.momsonlinemastermind.club, and there you'll find both access to our complimentary Facebook community and our Diamond membership program that includes a ton of activities and programs, not only to help you find that balance in your life, but to reduce stress and provide a loving environment to do it in. But really quickly, I want to recap these 5 ways to increase our awareness of our intuition. So number 1 is to listen to it, right? We want to hear it, we want to acknowledge it, and we want to start to listen and give it some credit. Number 2, take time for yourself, right? Limit the middleman a little bit. Give yourself time to listen in quiet and really hear. Number 3 is to be an observer. Know that these intuitive messages aren't just going to come booming from as a loud message in your head. That, you know, it can often be smaller whispers from other areas of your life. Number 4, to release negative emotions. So we want to get ourselves, raise our positive vibrations so that we are more likely to hear these messages that as they're coming through, which leads to number 5, reduce stress and overwhelm. Any kind of stress you have in your life is going to cause these feelings to come up in your body, and is going to, you know, really start to limit how much you are able to hear this intuition, these messages. So I hope that these 5 things were helpful for you. Now kind of tuning into my own intuition, I want to lead you all in a loving kindness meditation this morning. This is one of the meditations that we love to do for some of our Monday meditations inside the mom community. It's really one that allows you to start a loving and a peace with yourself, and then spread that love through the entire universe. And it's one that's really, really special to me. So what we're going to do is go through that meditation. Now, if you're not a mom who's ever meditated before, there's nothing really to this, I promise. All you have to do is get quiet and still where you're sitting. You can close your eyes, or you can just soften your gaze and find a spot in the room to focus on. And we are going to begin and jump in to this meditation this morning. So get comfortable where you're sitting and begin taking some deep breaths at your own pace, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when you're ready, soften your gaze or close your eyes. If you're a mom, which I know many of you are, don't worry. If you hear the kids, you need to tend to the kids. This is a great meditation that you can still do and still hold in your whole being, even when you're going through the motions of your day-to-day activities. As you continue breathing at your own pace, we're going to move into loving kindness. Think for a moment of yourself. Picture yourself in your mind, in your heart, and direct your energy inward as you say these phrases out loud. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be peaceful. May I be well. And take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale from your mouth. Bring someone into your mind that you are thankful for having in your life. Perhaps a close family member or friend. Picture this person in your mind and in your heart, and direct your energy toward that person as you say these phrases out loud. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. May you be well. And take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale from your mouth. Bring someone to your mind that is an acquaintance, someone that you hold no real feelings toward, positive or negative. Maybe it's a bank teller or cashier at a grocery store. Picture this person in your mind and in your heart, and direct your energy toward that person as you say these phrases out loud. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. May you be well. And take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale from your mouth. Bring someone into your mind now that may be a difficult person in your life. Perhaps it's an enemy. Perhaps just someone you've had trouble with in the past. Picture this person in your mind and in your heart, and direct your energy toward that person as you say these phrases out loud. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. And may you be well. And take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale from your mouth. Now bring the whole world into focus in your mind. Picture the whole world in your mind and in your heart. And direct your energy toward everyone, everywhere, as you say these phrases out loud. May all beings everywhere be happy. May all beings everywhere be healthy. May all beings everywhere be peaceful. May all beings everywhere be well. And take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale from your mouth. Keep this loving kindness in your mind and your heart as you go throughout the day, and envision spreading that love to the rest of the world. And when you're ready, you can bring awareness back to your body, back to your surroundings, and you can open your eyes. I hope you all enjoyed that little impromptu meditation this morning, and I hope that you'll keep everyone in the world right now that is going through a troubling time into your mind, into your heart, as you go through your day today. It's so important, I think, to know that even though we can't always be right there helping someone in person, that we have this ability to spread love through our hearts all over the whole world, even in a remote place. So I hope you all enjoyed that meditation as much as I did. Good morning, Jess. Yes, definitely go back and watch the replay, Jess. It was a good one today. Happy Monday. So thank you all again for tuning in to this week's episode of Monday Morning Mama, where I come to you every Monday at 7 a.m. for inspiration for every mom. Join me next week, same time, same place, where I'll be joined by my special guest, Shoshana Chaim, who is a family health and wellness coach with her husband, Adam, at planttrainers.com. And we're going to talk about life toxicity. So great topic next week. Until next time, I'm Jessica Dugas, reducing stress in the world, one mom at a time, and I'll see you next week.